Thanks for staying with us. So it's a new year, and today we're going to be discussing the strategies to accelerate your business growth in 2025. And we have with us a prolific author and insight speaker, Ezekiel Sholesi, who will be sharing with us insights on what you can do as a business owner to help your business in 2025. Thank you so much for joining us,
Especially
Ezekiel.
with the telephone.
Good to have you. So before you came on, everyone was complaining. Obviously, we took a story on NCC increasing tariff.
Yeah.
Businesses are complaining because obviously the cost of providing services or production, manufacturing is high across board. And YK said somewhere that the future is a bit bleak because for many business owners, they don't even know where to start off. So as an experienced teacher and author, could you help us to even navigate how do we start off this year as a business owner?
So first, I have a different opinion about what's happening. So if we look at all the developed economies that we model after, they are all a lot more expensive. Yes, the services are better, but they are a lot more expensive.
Certainly, they always forget that part.
Exactly.
So their earning power is what it is.
So I believe that, funny as it sounds, Nigeria is leveling up. And I think that businesses need to figure out how to make a lot more money. Because what's happening anywhere in the world is that the onus is on the people that want to do well to make a lot more money and to create the kind of life that will be nice for their employees. Because I mean, the philosophy that we have within our organization is don't just make money for money's sake, make money so that the people that work for you can have a decent type of life, right? And so if you want to start 2025 and you want to be able to accelerate business growth, and the key word is accelerate, not just grow, but accelerate it. You know, one of the things that I think that businesses need to take significantly more important this year is marketing. Because a lot of businesses do not have any budget for marketing. They are hoping that God brings them clients. And the funny thing is that the Jesus Christ that a lot of them worship did not hope for God to bring him clients. He figured out how to get his own clients. You know, and the funny story is if you're a student of the Bible and you read, you realize that at some point the Bible says that he sent people 2 by 2. To different places, and it says that he sends people to places that he would eventually go. So the way it looks is that he sends people to VI, and then those guys, maybe they heal somebody and they'll be like, you're such a wonderful. No, it's not so wonderful. There's somebody coming next week Tuesday. If you see him, he's more powerful than we are, blah, blah. So essentially he activated his own market. Because you would wonder, how is he in the middle of nowhere on the mountain, there are 5,000 people there. All those people were activated. So businesses have to think about marketing, and they have to think about marketing from 5 different perspectives, if you allow me to share them. The first is to think about marketing. Marketing is everything that you do to get people to know you, like you, and trust you as far as your business is concerned. And so the first thing you need to know, who should I be marketing for? Who's my ideal client? I find that a lot of businesses are not very clear as to exactly who they should be looking for. So they sell, and it's not bad to sell different range of products, but it's important to pick one that you're going to focus on. You know, if you find any company whatsoever that has a wide range of products, you would find that 80% of their marketing budget is on one product. That product then becomes the lead generator to all the other products. So we need to be clear. So I tell people, let's say you sell real estate. You can sell anything. You can't market everything. Right? Pick a small band that you're going to market so that you can study who are these types of people. Then the next question is, if I know who I want, who already has that client? For example, I might want to sell something that is worth 10, 20 million. And then I would analyze that the person who uses an iPhone 16 for 2 million is the kind of person that can buy that property. You know, like in our own case, when we started out, the biggest problem in my case was people not willing to pay for trainings and the like. So what we did was that we looked for microfinance banks and said, people are owing you. They said, yes. The reason why they're owing you is because they don't have the money. What if we offered you free training on sales and marketing every single month? And then from there, as we offered those people free training, we got the kind of people that would pay us for trainings. Because the banks already had our clients. They were their customers. They were the people who had borrowed money from the bank. Anybody who has a relationship with a bank, or a microfinance bank in this case, enough to have borrowed money from the bank, is somebody who is serious about their business. Yeah. Those are the kind of people we're looking for. So all we needed to do was to find an opportunity to offer services for free to these banks so that we can get access to those people.
Our clients.
Right? The third thing is to say, when I identify who already has my client, what can I do? What bait can I give to get their attention?
That's a free service.
Yes, that's the free service. And depending on, what it is, I know you do natural foods and,
Nigerian.
exactly. So the
Nigerian.
question is, free service for you could be some form of education to people about what it is, why is it that they should buy Nigerian as opposed to, from a health perspective, not just from a patriotic, buy Nigeria. If you offer that, the next question will be, how best can I reach them? So the question is, are they online? Because some people are doing a lot of ads online, and they shouldn't be doing as much ads online as they should be doing something else.
I met somebody, we had lunch last week, and the person was telling me that because she saw me selling real estate and I'm doing online, she decided to do the same thing last year. And I think she spent between 4 to 6 million naira, and she didn't make a dime. And she said, when she was not discussing with me, that I don't understand. I said, your product and my products are different. You are selling 350 million naira house, 500 million naira house. What has worked for you before is what you should double down on, which is hanging out at Marriott, all those hotels, meeting people who are already there and on a trip, and they would like to buy a house in Ikeja or VI. But she decided to look at another person's business model whose market is different and thinks that maybe if I do what TMO is doing, I will make what TMO is making. So what you're saying is extremely important, and it might be applying to smaller businesses like that as well. Yeah,
because a lot of small business want to copy what they see other people do. And sometimes it's okay. But a lot of times you need to look at the context, right? So for example, if I want to sell your kind of food now, what might work more for me other than going online might be finding communities of people who are already concerned about health. Going to gyms, going to people who are already concerned about health, right? Paying some money. I mean, we had one lady like that who runs a parfait business, and parfait businesses are, a lot of people who take them are very concerned about their health. She had a large space in front of our office, and sales wasn't happening. So I said, look, why don't you get a, what do they call these people?
Flyers.
No, fitness trainer, and tell him to come and use the front of your place to do his fitness training on Saturday.
You're kidding.
For free.
Right? For free. He will bring all his people.
When they
200, 300 people, they will do it. It's right in front of your place. They will buy your parfait. And then from there, you can start subscription model. Why don't you buy for a month? Why don't you give us money with it? Because everybody who comes there to exercise lives around. Right? So they're within walking or biking distance. So if that lady had gone online and spent all that money, she would not have gotten as much result as just offering that front space for free. So yes, while online is good, there are close to 15 other channels that people could use to get the kind of client that they want. But they need to understand the kind of client that they want.
Let's talk about existing customers, because Tokwe mentioned it. One thing I did that I think worked for me locally, because I actually didn't want to sell locally. There was too much competition of foreign rice where I lived. But I wanted to focus on only Nigerian grown rice. And so I had one customer who had a health issue who bought this rice and would constantly come and harass me when I'm out of stock. So I used that person locally, and I increased my market, because this constant harassment would be, I made sure it was an outside experience in front of the store. Okay, I'll see to you, say, Madam, you want me to eat poison? You have to get my rice. You have to get my rice.
Fantastic.
So how often should we hatch on the existing customers who had the experience?
Fantastic.
And feel safe?
So what you got from that customer is something called testimonial value. Now, every customer you have should be able to offer you 3 things. Now, if you haven't gotten these 3 things, your job is not done with the customer. Must offer you testimonial value, repeat value, and referral value. So every time you have a customer, your job with that customer isn't done. You are not done serving the customer well enough until the customer talks about you, until the customer sends somebody your way, until the customer continues to buy from you over and over again. So, and we had a particular client. We had this thing that I mentioned last year where we work with people to sort of exceed their entire year revenue. I mean, I got report yesterday night. There's a guy who's they did 1.6 last year. At this morning, they were already at 600 million. This is the 21st. And they did all of that, not attracting any new clients.
Just
not attracting
doubling
any new
down.
clients. So what happens to most of us is that we sell to people and then we walk away. And then we find new people and then we sell. And if a business has been around for 3 years, you would find that they have a lot of clients that they haven't spoken to sometimes in a year, 2 years, 3 years, all we need to do is to go back to those people. And the beginning of the year is a very good time. Oh, you know, Happy New Year. You know, we want to start doing this for you, want to start doing that for you, want to offer you this. You'll be shocked. And, you know, at the beginning of the year, people, they make monumental decisions at the beginning of the year. You know, they want to start working out, which they really don't. But they want to, people make very, very important decisions in their lives at the beginning of the year.
You want to stop drinking champagne.
You know, and then they drink it on day 2.
Yeah.
Right? So it's really been able to get those 3 main values, right? So every client you have, your job is not done with that client until that client keeps buying, especially if the product is one that, you know, they can always buy.
There's a question in my head that I've been thinking, should I ask or should I not ask? Because I've always been thinking about this for a while. And I also hate putting the ladies on the spot because it's not about them, it's about the people who are watching us. But I know that Celebration is an international brand.
Yes,
and happens here in October every single year. Yes. In my head, I'm thinking Celebration should be happening in Brazil, it should be happening in China, it should be happening in South Africa, it should be happening in America. You know, Celebration should not just be a Nigerian thing. This is a global brand. So for somebody who is saying, I'm running Celebration and I'm fine with it in Nigeria and every year we come October, how does somebody like that scale? How do you expand it such that it is indeed a global concert?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to understand the influence of Fela himself. His influence is global. His songs are now in movies. Yeah. You know, people are buying rights to it. So it's really to look at where are all these influences, you know, and how and who are the people that have become sort of like ambassadors of his style of music, and go to those places. You know, but I think the first thing really is I think that the one in Nigeria needs to be 10 times bigger than it currently is. You know, so we need to plan it like you would plan Dirty December. Yeah. You know, in fact, we need to even position it as the beginning of Dirty December.
Yeah.
You know, this is what happens as we start
so
Dirty
October,
December.
November, December, because it's October.
Yeah.
You understand? And it will help Nigeria. It will help Lagos. I mean, look at the numbers coming out. Imagine if Dirty starts from October. And we're all Dirty.
It's something worth. I mean, because when we brought, you said this is a year of growth accelerated. So everybody must be thinking, how do I accelerate what we do? There's a lady also that I know very closely. She sells wigs. You know, she has fruit juice. So one person, she's selling juice, she's selling hair, and she's selling shoes.
And with juice too. So
yes, she has juice. She has a juice bar.
The market is very
and she just feels that people are buying juice, people are buying hair, and people are buying shoes. But I mean, she was talking to me. I wanted to form. Yes, they tell us multiple forms. I wanted to send her to talk, but we can't talk to business because me, I'm just the. But she's thinking of because all of them are actually lucrative. Interestingly, but how then does she consolidate and make it a bit bigger?
Well, I don't know if I'm correct, but this is my own belief. You know, so people say things like, "Oh, Bill Gates has 15 sources of income, so I should have 12." Don't just get what people have when they are big. Ask how they got there, right? Anybody who's built anything significant, in my view, has had to focus on one thing for a period of time and grow it significantly until that thing is big enough not to require their own attention. And so the problem here is when you have 3 small businesses that you're trying to juggle, the most important asset for an entrepreneur is focus. So if she focused, for example, on the hair, she can grow it to like 200-300 million a year. If she focused on the juice, she could grow it to 200-300 million a year. So I would advise, just pick one of them, right? And it doesn't have to be the one you're most passionate about. Just pick the one that makes the most money in the shortest time, and go there. You know, double down, grow the business, put some systems. When that has had some form of a life of its own, then you can turn back at your juice business or at your hair business. Now you have money. Now you can hire the right people. Now you can push it, you know, and then, you know, because if we keep, this thing is the reason why a lot of Nigerian businesses stay small, you know. So you start something, you grow it to a level, then you quickly start something else, and then you start something else, and eventually you have
because the coaches said we must have multiple streams of income.
Investments.
So every knowledge is contextual. So whenever I get any knowledge from anybody, I like to understand the context from which the person is talking, because that context is more important than the knowledge itself, right? So, for example, they say multiple streams of income. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you shouldn't build your business, and your excess money buy real estate, for example. Buy something that doesn't need your time, doesn't need anything.
Exactly.
It's just there, it's appreciating by itself, right?
Even
But
passive.
anything that would have to need your attention,
Dodge it.
just dodge it for now until you have made it in life.
Any questions for
So
us?
someone is saying online that Celebration is in London now. And I remember that there was the
Celebration is in many countries.
Already. Just
Already.
Just about scaling it up. I wanted to ask you this question because Mariah is trying to case studies are always interesting than generic advice, because when somebody is watching right now, they just feel like, oh, this guy is just speaking English. But when we take a case study, we're able to flesh it out. So Mariah has already put Auntie Yenne's Celebration as a case study. And I would like you to just take a little bit of time to point out what you can see as areas where it can be better, how it can better be positioned so that we are selling this value. And that can be a case of we can say, okay, by October this year, this is what we can do if you do ABCD. This is what we can achieve if you do ABCD from the top of your head.
So if you think about Celebration, right? For me, my first, if I have a project like that, the first thing would be, how do we make it 10 times bigger than it currently is, right? So it could be, for example, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a week of activities.
Yes.
Right? Good. And it happens right there at, Fela Shrine.
It happens
And
right now there are about 3 venues. In Lagos.
Beautiful. So it doesn't have to be in Fela Shrine.
No.
Okay, great. So what that means is that we can essentially, so I would love to attract certain types of artists that have, I know that Burna Boy has been there. I know that Wizkid has been there.
All of them started from there.
Good. So I would like to have those types
We'll
of
have the
people.
conversation of collaboration a bit later because privately, because there's another angle that I want Nigerians to learn from.
Okay.
And as Tokpa said, case studies, because there are business owners who are watching right now, and many of them, they've gotten loans from from banks, and they don't know how to scale. What do I need to do? What's the next step? Because they when you're looking for money,
interest is choking.
you now get the money. And I'm thinking, how do I even begin to make the right choices? What do I prioritize? How do I ensure my business scales properly? And I don't go and start owing the bank, so there's that fear people are having right now.
So it depends on the kind of loan you've collected. If it's a short-term loan, use it for short-term things. For example, you don't take a loan that you're supposed to pay in 1 year and go and start building a factory. Because whatever it is that you're building will take 6 months, 7 months, the payout will be like in a couple of years. So I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. So if you trade rice and you take a loan and it's a short-term loan, use that money to trade more rice, right? Buy more rice, get more clients, spend some money on marketing, get more clients and the likes. Now, if you get like a large loan and it's a couple of years and you want to backward integrate and say, okay, but with loans, I always say, whenever you're trading with someone else's money, only do what you are sure of. You don't experiment with someone else's money. Except if you're an experienced entrepreneur and can take the shocks. Most of the time, if you collect money from somebody, if I collect 100 million naira from you, right, I shouldn't put it in a business that I do not understand inside out. Because every business would always take longer than when somebody gives you an idea. If someone introduces you into a business, when someone introduces you to real estate, all the person explained to you was all the good side. When you enter, it's when you will know what's up. Do you understand? It will take longer than you plan. It will take longer than you plan. It will cost more than you plan, right? So it's always better. Try to use your family, friends, people that the only thing that will happen is that you will not go to village meeting, use their money to figure something out. When you understand or when you collect money, only do what you understand. So in your case now, there's a particular brand of rice that you know very well. Good. If you collect loan now and you go and put it in another, you might get into trouble because you make some assumptions. Every business plan is filled up with assumptions. We assume people would buy, we assume people would like it. It's when you enter into the market that they punch you in the face and you know the real state of. So it's always better to not use borrowed money on an untested market. And if you have the money now and you're not sure what to do, just go back to the thing that you know how to do very well.
Okay, there was something you said when you started, which I'd like to go back to before we wrap up very soon. You said this year we should talk about marketing.
Yes.
Marketing is expensive. Many people ordinarily don't have a budget. So Tokwe had said that some people you don't have to use online for all things, but what other ways do people market? What are the effective ways?
Marketing is not exactly expensive, and it's not all forms of it. So, for example, I mentioned a way we did marketing, which was go to a microfinance bank, ask them questions, told them that we're going to offer a free service. It didn't cost us anything, aside from fuel or transport money to go to the place. The reason why marketing is expensive for most people is because they only think about marketing narrowly, maybe digital, maybe sponsorship, maybe. So, but marketing is anything that you do that can get your ideal clients to know you, like you, trust you. For example, in our own case, let's assume that particular hot customer of yours lives in an estate. Marketing could be knocking on every single door and telling them about your products.
You got me customers.
You know, that's marketing, right? Marketing could be, you know, spending 7,000 naira printing flyers and then tipping the security guys 1,000 naira. So everybody that is going out, they give a flyer to the person. That's marketing. Right? But what most people think about when they think about marketing is, you know, I need 200 million, I need to do all of this. No.
I need to get
if you have that money, do it. It works. But if you are somebody that is just starting out, marketing is anything. Marketing is carry a megaphone if it's legal in your community.
Print
and
stickers
shout.
and stick them on cars.
Exactly. Print stickers. You know, go to shopping mall, whatever it is.
Well,
is
we have
marketing.
to wrap up. Thank you very much, Ezekiel. It's always a pleasure having you to share with us your thoughts and knowledge on this. It's really important. We'll be speaking with the business coach, Mr. Ezekiel Shulesi. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.